What's up, co-reporters, and welcome back to my channel. Jacquelina is now speaking out about the meltdown that she had in episode 4 of Love is Blind, okay? A lot of us were wondering what happened. We tried to piece together like context clues based on things she had said about her family previously, and it's a lot. So she did an exclusive interview with Entertainment Weekly to go over it. She also dragged me on Twitter for my assumption about it, but we'll get into all of that, right? So let's start off with her interview with Entertainment Weekly. They described the meltdown and how she had locked herself in the bathroom for her second one. Mind you, there were two, not just one, sobbing about how she has to go back to that SHIT at home with all of those people to take care of. So when I covered it in my episode recap, I said, oh my God, it sounds like she has got a lot of family who is taking advantage of her, because I don't understand why a 26-year-old would need to be taking care of multiple people, right? And when she talked about the family not being really loving or nurturing or whatever, the same way that Marshall's family was, they talked about, maybe I shouldn't have said maybe loving or whatever, but not nurturing, verbally nurturing, let's say. So I was like, okay, this is sounding like it's something very rough, and she doesn't love it at home, and she's scared that the family's not going to treat Marshall well or anything like that. But in the interview with Entertainment Weekly, she says that the reason that she was having that meltdown is because her father is sick. He has cancer, and so she has to take care of him when she goes home every weekend. She makes sure that both of her parents are good, the bill is paid, because, of course, her dad cannot work anymore. And continuing on her quote, she says, I have a lot of family stuff that I have to tend to. Family always comes first. And also my brother being released from prison is like I have another person to take care of, which is a lot. It truly is a lot to take on in a new relationship. So I do worry for her and Marshall and how they can overcome all of this, because it's not going to be easy with everything going on. And like Jackie says herself, my life is not for someone who can't be up to par in supporting me, and just making sure that you understand my life and knowing that this is always going to be a part of me. That was an emotional moment for me, because I didn't feel like at that moment Marshall was up to par and ready for all the reality that I have back home. Well, these are just your own personal assumptions of him, right? Like, he is telling you that he is ready, willing, and able to support you, and you're crying because in your head you've made it up that he simply is not ready. And I don't think that that is on him personally, but I digress. Here's my question, you guys. I wonder how Jackie is able to pay the bills in her own house and then go back to the parents, pay their bills, and then help with her brother who just got out of jail or whatever. I do wonder what the situation is with her mom, that she's not able to help out with the household bills for herself and her husband. And okay, the brother just got out of jail, but surely there is something for him to do. Maybe he can make money online. Maybe he can find a job that helps, people get back on their feet after jail or something like that. And if he can't find a job for the very moment, which is fine, it happens, it takes time to find a job, I wonder why he is not at the house physically taking care of the dad while Jacquelina is out there working, right? I feel like there are still some answered questions here about it, because this does seem like a lot for one person to be taken care of. I feel like it's a lot, and I am worried for her with all of the stress that is obviously like putting on her shoulders, right? The way that she was having that breakdown, well, I should say the series of breakdown, because there were two of them. It doesn't seem like this is something that is very healthy for her. That's not to say she shouldn't be helping her dad. Obviously, it's a very serious situation and he needs her. But again, I do wonder what her mother and what her brother can do to kind of help out in this situation. More so her brother, right? Because it's like, listen, if you're not going to be working for now, help out with the dad. But we'll see how that goes. I'm sure that she will get into more details about that as the episode progresses. We're going to be meeting the families eventually, and then the reunion is going to come up, and they will be doing more press interviews. So, and even though it is a lot of baggage to be coming on the show with, I do believe that she most likely opened up about it to both Marshall and Josh, and that they both were still interested in moving forward with her regardless. So that is not, for me to judge at the end of the day. Now, let's get into Jackie dragging me, because Jackie, this morning, I was minding my own business, and I get on the Twitter and I see that Jackie came for me on Twitter. And I'm like, girl, what did I do to you? I had your back in that recap. But anyway, let's get into what it is that she had to say. So she had quoted my tweet promoting my video about that episode saying, "This is the most wild, inaccurate, disrespectful video about my family. No one has ever abused me. I don't live in New York. And the fact that you would paint my family as users is beyond infuriating. I take care of my family because I can and I want to. And that's what a daughter does." So listen, first of all, the New York thing, it is my bad. You guys have been correcting me in the comments, but correct me if I'm wrong. Does anyone else get this impression? Jackie to me is so New York. Every time I see her in my head, I'm going Boogie Down Bronx. This girl is from the Boogie Down Bronx. Like she just gives that energy. I never in a million years would have guessed she was from Seattle. So that's why it keeps popping up in my head for her. So my bad. And I have to say, I don't appreciate her claiming that I portrayed her family as users because that is what she did on the show on her very own. Let's go back to the Entertainment Weekly article, right? She talks about how she doesn't like seem to want to go back to that shit. Here I'm going to swear because it's very pertinent, right? She says that she's got so many people to take care of and she doesn't want to go back to that shit. I'm sorry, but when you say you have a lot of people to take care of and you don't want to go back to taking care of them, we're going to get the impression that someone is using you, that you are being financially taken care of. Taken advantage of at the very least. So don't put that on me, Jackie. That is how you portrayed your situation and your family at the end of the day. Okay. So let's just put that out there. Let's clear that up a little bit. Seriously, what other conclusion were we supposed to come to when you were having meltdowns about the thought of going back to these people, quote unquote, that shit? And then she says that she takes care of them because she can and she wants to, which is all fine and well. But again, that meltdown didn't make it seem like it was something that she enjoyed doing, right? Like, I think you have to take a certain level of responsibility for the way that you've portrayed your situation and don't go, blaming other people for that. Like, you did not seem like this was something that brought you joy in your life. It didn't seem to spark joy, Jackie. Sorry, but that's not on me. That is on you personally, which listen, caregivers do have burnouts at the end of the day, and that is normal. It's just for us as viewers, if there's no context provided, we're going to assume you're being taken advantage of just based off all the stuff that you have said so far, right? Again, going back to the whole, this is something that I can and I want to, like, I don't know. It was giving. Do you guys remember that scene from Euphoria when that girl, she's like, I have never been happier. That's what it feels like. I feel like at the end of the day, just say, listen, sorry, the context was missing, but I do feel happy. It was just like a breaking point for me. And, let's move on from there. I really didn't like the way that she came at me. So I did wind up responding to her as best I could. I said, listen, sorry, Jackie, but it was just a hypothesis based on what you said on the show. You made it seem like your family makes you miserable and you dreaded returning to them. I made it very clear in my video that it was just an impression that I had and we'd wait to see how things go when the new episodes drop. And of course we meet her family and everything. And so I said, your uncontrollable sobbing about returning home to that shit didn't make it seem like you enjoyed taking care of them, which I'm sorry, but did I lie? Did I lie? No, absolutely not. This is what I don't love when these people come and watch videos about them. First of all, it's not a smart thing to do when you're a public figure to go watch videos about yourself because you're going to get your feelings hurt either via the video or the comment section. Because there's always going to be people who don't like you, no matter who you are. Listen, I love Marshall. I think he's like the nicest person ever. But a lot of you guys are trying to warn me that you think he's a narc, and so it's like, even Marshall, don't go watch videos about yourself, right? It's not good for your mental health at the end of the day. So I do apologize, for hurting her feeling with my assumption based on the stuff that she put out there about her family. But at the same time, I really hope that she doesn't watch my videos moving forward because I don't want to censor myself because these videos are not meant for her, or any of these people who star on the show at the end of the day. These are meant for just like regular people like you and I who enjoy watching reality TV and who enjoy talking about reality TV. Anyway, you guys, that's the explanation on what was going on with Jackie when she was freaking out in Mexico on her honeymoon about returning home. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.